now let's begin with another important topic of this chapter, that is diazonium salts. This would help you to practice a lot of questions that have been coming in the exam and are at the back of the NCERT. Now, what do you mean by diazonium? Di means two. And here if I say diazo, I am talking about two nitrogen atoms, right? And what is nium? Nium means it is a positive charge. Right. Now, what we are going to talk about here is that there are two nitrogens and there is one positive charge. So definitely one of the nitrogen is positive and the other is neutral. So as we know, the atomic number for nitrogen is 7 and the valence electrons are 5. So this nitrogen is going to have 5 valence electrons. And this would be having 5 minus 1, 4 valence electrons because it is having a positive charge. Right. Now, if I have to make the structure for this would be like this. This would be having my positive charge and it would be having that lone pair of electron towards itself. Now, at any given point of time, this can shift here and this can shift here. So now, it can undergo reactions like two. If it is an aliphatic diazonium salt, it would be like this. And if it is an aromatic diazonium salt, it is going to be like this. So if I make it like this, it would be, there would be always a resonance structure, a resonance phenomena going on here. And since it is having a positive and a negative charge, this would yield into a salt formation, right? So now if I begin with the simplest of the salt that we can get from the diazonium structure is this. Now, how do you write the name? There is one carbon, so I will call it as methane. And rest I'll add diazonium salt. If it is C2H5, N2 plus Cl minus, I will call it as ethane diazonium salt. Right? Similarly, if I have it in the aromatic characteristic, this would be called as benzene diazonium salt. Now, for just simplicity and saving little bit of time, I will write it as BDC for the rest of the video. Now, if I am making it like this, it can not just be a halogen, it can be, say if it is a halogen, I'll write it as chloride, bromide. But apart from these a general category of halogens, this X can be taken up as BF4 minus also. This is called as fluoroborate. So you can even have a benzene with N2BF4, which will be called as benzene diazonium fluoroborate. It can also be taken up by SO4H minus, which will make it benzene diazonium hydrogen sulfide. Right? Sulfate. I'm so sorry. So that would be a different property altogether, wherein we will study the different types of the benzene diazonium salts. Now, if I have to just distinguish between them, I'm talking about a alkyl diazonium salt and a benzene diazonium salt. So there is a R group. Here it is going to be like this. And if I am talking about the aromatic group, it is going to be like this. So, as we know that alkyl group is having a positive I effect and this is having a positive R effect. And we also know that if I am saying it like this, this is unstable. I talked about this in the previous video. So even if this particular molecule, which is unstable, even if it absorbs moisture from air or you expose it to proton or water, this will end up giving you an alcohol plus nitrogen gas would be released along with the halogen halide that I've already talked about in the previous video. Now, if I talk about the benzene thing, here it is going to be plus R effect. And we also know that if I have to compare between the plus I effect, the inductive effect and the resonance effect, always and always you have to remember that in comparison to both of them, resonance effect is more effective. It is more effective than your plus I effect. So otherwise also I know from the above that this benzene diazonium chloride or benzene diazonium salt, it is ionic in nature. Why it is ionic in nature? Because it is having positive sign also, negative sign also, so it is ionic in nature. So I can also say it is polar in nature. Now apart from that, there is some physical properties of it that you need to know, that it is crystalline in nature. What do you mean by crystalline? That means it is having an ordered structure. Ordered structure as in there would be a negative and then there would be other charges present, negative and negative and negative and positive. So the intermolecular forces of attraction would be there. Hence the compound would be ionic and it is going to be strong. And since it is ionic, it is polar, it is having crystalline nature, it is strong, it is definitely going to have boiling point and melting point in a very high region. So definitely the boiling point and the melting point of the benzene diazonium salts is going to be higher than the alkyl ones. Now apart from that, let's talk about the resonating structures in the case of alkyl aromatic diazonium salts. This is the structure that we are referring to here. Now this bond will shift here and this bond will come here. We know this. So there is going to, because this nitrogen would have eventually 5 bonds if this bond comes here. So this bond will have to shift to the other nitrogen. So now what will be the other structure? So now this is the next resonating structure. Now this carbon is positive, so this will give its bond here. In the next structure, we'll have, this would be here, this would be here, and here it will be positive. So it is again going to be the same. So now what will happen? This will give its bond here. Now what will happen? Oh sorry, where is the positive charge? Positive charge is here. So now who will give the charge balancing from here? This bond will shift here and this bond will shift back again. So what is the difference? The difference is only in the position of the double bonds from where we started. So now this is going to be this. So the structures are almost the same, only the position of the double bond has changed with respect to the previous conditions. Now when I'm talking about benzene diazonium salts, there are few things that are really important. So to begin with, I will start with preparation of benzene diazonium chloride. Okay, so I'll make it from aniline, and this particular reaction has a name. It is called as diazotization. This we have already discussed before, but I'll again do it because it is really important. If I begin from aniline, I can directly add HNO2, which is HONO. Now the problem is this compound is not available in the market. So it has to be prepared in situ. That means during the reaction only. So if you have to prepare it in situ, the best way to do is that you add NaNO2 plus HCl, sodium nitrite plus HCl. And please remember that the conditions that this reaction would occur in is 0 to 5 degrees Celsius, or in the books it would be written 273 to 278 Kelvin. That is one and the same thing. Now you will end up getting your benzene diazonium chloride plus NaCl plus water. Remember, this diazotization is only by the aromatic diazonium salts. The aliphatic ones directly end up giving you the alcohol. Now this is your benzene diazonium chloride, right? Now apart from that, if I generally ask, it's not directly there in the syllabus, but it would be used at many points. If you have benzene, right, how do you think you can prepare benzene diazonium salt? For that you need aniline, right? For aniline you need a nitrogen attached to the benzene, and there is no such reaction that you have studied till now wherein you can directly attach the whole NH2 group. But yes, you know one method by which you can attach nitrogen there, and that is by doing the nitration. Nitration is done by adding the nitrating mixture, right? So what will happen here? It will give you a nitrobenzene. Now, can you convert nitrobenzene into the aniline? Yes. If you remember, we did the reduction with SnHCl or iron HCl, the scrape iron. So now this is NH2. Now you can easily convert it into N2Cl by adding NaNO2 plus HCl. Now this reaction is going to be used a number of times, and also what you can further do from this, because this particular compound, see, I will advise you, whenever you see any aromatic conversion and it is involving something related to the halogens or the amines group, please try and do the diazotization, convert it into benzene diazonium chloride, and it will give you a number of products. How and which ones I'll just discuss. And please, the next few structures that I'm going to write are going to be super important. Now these are the chemical properties of your benzene diazonium chloride. This is it. Now, very first thing that we'll do here is, just a minute, I will form a chlorobenzene. See, I'm going to give you all the possible reactions that can be done with benzene diazonium chloride. At the same time, you can also make a bromobenzene. Now, how will you do these two? We'll look into this first. If you add Cu2Cl2 in the presence of HCl, benzene diazonium chloride will directly give you chlorobenzene. This is, you have already done, it is Sandmeyer's reaction. Similarly, for converting into bromobenzene, you can add Cu2Br2. It is a dimer, so it can be added like that also. It is again your Sandmeyer reaction and you will get a bromobenzene. But there is one more thing that you will have to remember, that this can be achieved via different reagent also, by adding copper in the presence of HCl, and here you can add copper in the presence of HBr. This particular reaction is called as Gattermann reaction. And let me just tell you that the products, the chlorobenzene and bromobenzene obtained from Sandmeyer's is a better option, as it gives you a better yield than the Gattermann. Okay. Now, I hope you have noted these two reactions. After these two, let's add H plus BF4 minus. Now, what is this compound going to give you? This compound is going to give you a compound like N2BF4 minus. Again, see, majority of the times when this reaction is happening, what is going to be the other product? There is going to be evolution of N2 gas. In here it would be plus CuCl. Here it would be plus CuCl, because from the N2Cl the Cl will be released. Here this compound would be formed, which is stable at room temperature. Now when you heat it, it will give you a very important compound, which is fluorobenzene. As you have done in haloalkanes and haloarenes, fluoroalkanes are very difficult to be prepared. There you have done few specific reactions which are responsible for the preparation of fluoroalkanes. Otherwise, you cannot prepare it with the general other reactions that you have. So this is another reaction. Now if you have to prepare iodobenzene, right? There is one very good way. Directly add Ki and it will give you iodobenzene along with N2 plus KCl. Now, you have prepared chlorobenzene, bromobenzene, fluorobenzene, iodobenzene. All types of haloalkanes have been formed. Now, let's try and do something else. I want to prepare, let's say, cyanobenzene. Now, what is to be done is, I will add CuCN in the presence of KCN. Now, if you closely look at it, this is also going to be a step-up reaction, beta, because there is one extra carbon that is going to be attached and it would be there in the product. I will come back to this reaction very soon. Till then, let's complete the reactions for benzene diazonium chloride. Now, if to benzene diazonium chloride, there is air or contact of moisture, that means water, you will directly have phenol along with N2 plus HCl. Right? Now if you make it react with ethanol, it will give you benzene plus CH3CHO plus HCl plus N2. So till now also you can see there are so many reactions involved with this just one structure, that is benzene diazonium chloride. Also, if you add H plus BF4 minus here, I am again adding the same component with a different twist this time. What were you getting? You were getting N2BF4 minus plus HCl. Now if you treat it with copper with copper with NaNO2, you will have nitrobenzene plus nitrogen gas plus NaBF4. This reaction, this is the only reaction that I will say is not that important to be used in the questions. Otherwise, all of them are going to be quite important. Now, let's do few more things that we can do from here. I am picking up this. I have prepared benzene diazonium chloride. From that I have prepared cyanobenzene. अब इस cyanobenzene से if I add lithium aluminum hydride, so it is a nitride, क्या होगा इसके साथ? This will give you a compound like this. This is benzylamine. Also, if you add dilute HCl here, dilute HCl का मतलब हो गया complete hydrolysis करना. If you do the complete hydrolysis of it, you will get the extreme product, that is your carboxylic acid, along with the other byproducts, that is ammonia. Now if you add conc HCl, that means it is partial hydrolysis, you will get amide. So ultimately, if you see, you have got so many reactions happening from just one compound, that is benzene diazonium chloride. So now if the question says you convert benzene to benzoic acid, you know that you can convert it into benzene diazonium chloride. Then what you can do is you can add KCN, you will have a cyanobenzene, and then you do the complete or the partial hydrolysis, and you will have your COH. So please remember, the flowchart that I have just drawn is going to help you in 100 different ways to solve your questions. So let's summarize the chemical reaction that we have done. So the chemical reactions for benzene diazonium chloride are divided into two categories. The one is the replacement of diazo group that we have done just now, wherein we have done so many reactions where the entire N2 group was being substituted by some other group, right? So now if I start with the retention of diazo group, there are two and only two but main reactions under this category, which includes the type of reaction called as coupling reaction, or it is also called as azo-dye reaction, or we call it as azo-dye test. It would be again very helpful for you in doing some distinguishing test. Now what I am going to do is I am going to make a benzene diazonium chloride salt, and I am treating it with phenol. Okay, now we know that it is having, what is it having? It is having two lone pairs, and on nitrogen we have a positive sign. Now this side I have deliberately made it like this, otherwise I could have made it the other way also. Now there is a hydrogen on this carbon. Now this HCl together combines and goes off. So what do I get? I get a N double bond N with a benzene ring which has a OH. This compound is called as orange dye along with HCl. This is a dye and it is bright orange in color. So the moment it would be formed, it would confirm its presence. You will not have to heat it or do something else to get the confirmation. Similarly, if I take the benzene diazonium chloride again, sorry, there was also Cn minus, and I treat it with aniline. Now again there is the same thing. Here it is hydrogen. This HCl would go and it will give me one more azo dye. This time it is going to be like this, and it is going to be yellow color. Sorry, it is yellow dye along with elimination of HCl. Now the next important question that occurs here is, why are dyes colored? Why are dyes colored? And the answer for this is the extended delocalization of electrons make it colored. How? I will show you. This was my orange dye that I just made. Now what will happen is, change. This bond would shift here. Because of this shifting, this will shift here. This will go here, and then this will go here. Similarly here, because this has gone here, this has become negative, this nitrogen has become positive, so this will shift here, this will shift here. So there is pi electron is being delocalized over 6-8 atoms in this entire compound. So that is why this compound is highly colored, and it can be used as a test too.